Welcome back everybody, I am Raetac and I am going to continue on with the tutorial of Banished. Thank you for everybody who liked my review of the game itself. I got a good many reviews there, not reviews, a good many likes there, so I'm very pleased, and I'd like to thank everybody who did actually take the time and trouble to click that like button. Even the folks that clicked the dislike buttons, I'd like to thank you too. Dislikes are just as important as likes, so don't be afraid to use dislike. Alright folks, so let's get in with the second two parts. Yes, so only 4 parts to the tutorial, so let's get on with the third part, shall we? Loading. And the man picks the rock while we load. That's quite an established village they got there. Alright. There are many ways to produce food for the citizens of your town. Hunting, fishing and gathering may be used to harvest food from the environment. Or you can clear the land and plant some orchards, grow crops and raise livestock. Alright, we'll click the next button, shall we? Right, before food can be produced, you need to construct buildings and create areas for food production. Fair enough. You can start placing a pasture for livestock. Select food production on the food production on the toolbar by pressing the apple. Okay, now select pasture by pressing the cow. Right. Okay, so it's a designated area of pasturing. So we'll just do as it tells us to do. While the pasture is being built, you can place other buildings. A hunting cabin can be used to designate an area where hunters should search for wild game. The hunters need either open fields or forests nearby to effectively hunt. So pretty much anywhere. So R for rotate, we'll place the hunting cabin down there. Similar to hunters, gatherers search for and collect food that is growing in the forest. Select the gatherer's hut by the menu. Okay, yep, good. And we put that pretty much slap bang next to the hunter's hut. Farmers can work on a field and grow crops. To place one, select the crop field. Okay, it's a clicky and draggy, as with the pasture. Farmers can also work in an orchard that produces fruit and nuts. Okay, I don't think in a normal game I'd be actually doing this so quickly. Although apparently there is a lot of adults and quite a good many children too. Right, this crop field is currently disabled and indicated by the following icon. Select a crop by clicking on it. Right? To enable crops you have to select the type of seed to plant. Okay. You can acquire more seed types by trading with merchants at a trading post. Well, we'll get to that afterwards, I guess. Select one of the crop types using the seed button, then selecting the seed from the drop down. So, okay, yep. So we're selecting corn. You also need to assign farmers to work this crop field. Fair enough. Increase the numbers of workers to 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. In the spring, workers will plant the seeds in the field. In the autumn, they'll harvest the crops. I suppose you have to really pay attention to... Oh, that's right. Here we go. Fair enough. You can direct them to harvest early by selecting harvest. Cool. After planting, the yield meter will show how mature the growing plants are and can be used to gauge to determine how much food will be produced. Alright. You can disable or enable work at the crop field by toggling the work button. I don't want to do that quite yet. Right, like the crop field, the orchard will be disabled until you pick a type of tree to plant. Right, okay, so we're obviously selecting an apple tree. Assign farmers to work in the orchard. Let's increase the total number of farmers to 6. Okay, so the farmers as a general occupation, they're split between areas. Alright, the farmers will plant trees and they will grow over time. It will take several years for the trees to produce fruit, as it should. Normally the farmers will harvest fruit in the autumn, but you can direct them to harvest fruit earlier by pressing the harvest button. Okie dokie. You can also cut down the trees for the orchard for wood or when you want to produce a different type of fruit. Fair enough. You can disable or enable work in the orchard by by toggling the work button, as was with the fields. After planting, the yield meter, blah blah blah. Remember that the trees need several years. Yes, several years. Got that. Select the pasture. Enable the use of pasture. You have to select the type of animal to put in the pasture. Again, you can get more animals by trading with the merchant at the trading post. So we can only select sheep. Okay, so we've got farmers which work orchards and fields. Herdsmen work the pastures. Without herdsmen, the animals will not stay healthy enough to reproduce efficiently. Efficiently? No, effectively. Pardon me. Increase the numbers to 2. 1 and 2. Done. If you want to move the animals from this pasture to another pasture, you can press the empty button. To do this, you have to create another pasture that can hold all the animals. Okay. If you want to split the herd to increase the number of animals, you can use the split button. To do this, you have to have the space in other pastures that can hold the animals. Cool. You can disable or enable work at the pasture by toggling the work button. Of course, if the pasture isn't being worked on, the animals will continue to grow, but they won't reproduce as quickly. If there are too many animals in the pasture, the herdsman will slaughter them for meat. You can control how many animals are kept in the pasture by changing the value of this slider. Yay! This allows you to quickly gain meat for food if supply runs low. Cool. Alright, let's click on the hunting cabin to view its details. Right, the hunters will search the area around the cabin in search of wild game. In addition to providing meat, the hunting deer can provide other leather which can be used by tailors to make clothes. And clothes keep you warm. Now, of course, this is a survival simulator, is it not? You can enable or disable. So, okay, it's currently enabled. It will not let me disable it. Right. Any food producing location, you can control the maximum amount of food to produce. Once the amount of food in storage reaches the limit, the workers will cease working. Fair enough. Click on the Gatherer's Hut to view its details. Oh, there it is. Gatherers will search the area around the building in search of food that grows in the forest. Okay. As long as there is a forest nearby, the gatherers can be a good choice as a first type of food production. So, hunters-gatherers to start off with. Gotcha. To use in a town as it provides a variety of foods quickly. A variety of food. Variety is key to not getting disease. I'm fairly sure of that. Clicking on next. Alright, click on the fishing hut. Of course, each building that produces goods tracks how many resources are produced each year. Click on the production. Oh, that's key. Right, so the current season is fish. We produce fish. The previous season, seasons as in summer, spring, winter, autumn, that sort of thing. Displays how many resources have been produced so far in the current year. Current year? Oh, okay. The previous season would display how many resources were produced in the previous season for comparison. As the population grows, you need to expand food production to keep the citizens from starving. Obviously, producing a variety of food types will help keep the citizens happy and healthy. Well, that's good. To play the next tutorial, okay, focus on trades and merchants. How are we going for time? Let's continue on. Okay, next. Let's learn all about trading and how we get these said seeds and animals in our stages. Alright, a trading post is a building, I think. We use to acquire new crop seeds, fruit seeds, livestock, food, and many other items. Once the trading post has been built, different types of merchants will periodically arrive with goods to sell. Okay, good. A trading post has already been built for me. Yay! Click on the trading post building to view its details. Pardon me. Alright, a trading post needs to be built on a river or on a lake that connects to the large river running through the town. So, trading posts must be on rivers. Gotcha. If it isn't, the merchants will be able to get to their boats to the trading post. Cool, right. Trading post on river. Gotcha. Before you can make a trade with a merchant, you need to stock the trading post with goods you wish to sell. Any resource that is produced by the town can be traded. Excellent. So I'm trading hide coats, obviously. Since the town has more tools and coats than it currently needs, you can stock the trading post with these. Select the desired number of hide coats to 100 by using the up and down arrow keys or typing in the edit box. Well, how about if I type in the edit box? It's a lot darn quicker. And enter, of course. Next, select the number of iron tools to 120 by using the up and down. No, I'm going to type. How manual of me. The trading post needs workers that will move inventory from storage barns and stockpiles to the trading post. Assign 4 workers to work as traders. Okay. 3 and 4. While the workers are moving inventory to fill the trading post, you can speed up the game. Once the 120 iron tools and hide coats are placed in the trading post, the tutorial will continue. Okay, so if I go here and I go for speeding up 2 times 5, my screens is a little, not really big enough. The game will more than likely play really well on a 1080p, and the size of the windows will probably be a lot more conducive to that sort of resolution. But I am actually playing on 720p. Now, what is... I'm just curious. I can't click on that button. That house. I can't remember what that was for. Oh, it's at maximum limit. I think that's what that was all about. Alright, now you have some inventory to trade with. Click on the trade tab to interact with the merchant. Right, this particular merchant is selling chickens. Once you buy... So, did the merchant actually come up and we get a notification for this or what? I'm really not that sure about this. I'll probably find out once I start playing the game. He's selling chickens. Once you buy livestock, you can move it into a pasture where animals will reproduce and provide the town with food. Blah, blah, blah. Increase the number of chickens to buy to 6. Well, 6 is not that many. So, okay, you must trade an additional 2,000 units to complete this trade. Okay, I've got to go to 6. Okay, increase the number of iron tools and high coats to trade until the total is enough to match the cost of the chickens. So, if I go high coat... So it doesn't really matter, although I've got a few more. Oh, hang on, I went way too much. Oh no, it was just enough. Alright, press the trade button to make the trade. Now you can see the chickens have been brought to the fenced area texture trading post. Yes. If you have a pasture set up for the chickens, they'll move into it. Since you've made the trade, the workers will start refilling the trade post inventory. You always want to buy a certain item from a merchant without interacting with a trading post. You can set up an automatic purchase. Alright. Purchase mode determines whether you wish the traders... determines if and when the traders will make a trade for you. Okay. So, never when a merchant arrives or when a merchant leaves. Okay, next. You can set up the maximum number of items to purchase in the several categories. The traders will buy items up to this amount as long as the trading post has enough inventory to cover the cost. Fine. If you set more than one item to be automatically purchased, you can change the priority which items to buy first by moving the categories up and down. Okay, so if I do that, it'll move. Yep, good. Understood. Categories at the top of the list will be purchased first. Normally when a merchant comes to trade, they'll have a random assortment of goods. Rather than relying on chance to acquire the items you want, you can place custom orders with merchants. Oh, good. Alright, when auto mode determines if... Okay, the auto mode determines if an order is being placed or if it is a recurring order. So just once or every visit. Fair enough. Next. The available items a merchant can bring will be displayed. So currently this merchant, or the merchant that we are dealing... Oh, custom order from Cassandri. Cassandri must be the merchant name, I dare say. The okay, getting back to where I was. The available items a merchant can bring has been displayed. Probably just custom order from this person, Cassandra. To place an order, click on highlight on the items you wish the merchant to bring in their next visit. So chickens, cattle, sheep. Merchants have limited space on their boats, so if you order too many items at once, they may not bring them at all. Oh, bugger. Items bought from a custom order will cost more than normal. Ah, so you get what you want, but you pay through the nose for it. Fair enough. Trade can be a great way to acquire items that a town is lacking or you can't yet produce. This concludes the trade tutorial. Press quit to exit to the main menu. Okay folks, well that has been the tutorials, or the rest of them. So now we are back at the main menu. So, who would like for me to actually do a complete a let's play of a new game? Now, the buttons are down there, so if you would like me to do so, please press that like button. Or if you didn't like this presentation, please feel free to press the dislike as well. I am quite happy for anybody and everybody to do either or. Alright folks, well I've been Raetac. I'd like to thank you all for watching the rest of the tutorial of Banished, and hopefully I will see you in a game. Until next time.